Well, a very good evening to you. Welcome to Adam Squared Show. Today we are lucky to have a very important guest, and this is one Frederick Pasayo, a former MCA aspirant for Olorukoti Ward that is in the Narok County. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Saita. It's a great pleasure to being in your show today.
Thank you so much. It's not the first time you're
definitely,
here.
Definitely. Yes. It feels like home being here again.
You're so much welcome.
Thank you so much.
East or West, home is the best.
Definitely.
Yes. So today we are going to shed more light on the transition from campus politics to national politics. We understand that you were once a student of the University of Nairobi.
Yes.
And at some point you are active in politics.
Sure.
And right now you are actually in the national arena, the political national arena. So tell us about this. The transition from campus, let us start with the campus politics. How active were you in the campus politics?
Definitely, I was very active. I was among the student leaders of the School of Journalism, an activist as well. So from that feeling of the people and that feeling of humanity to represent people inspired me to go to national politics. I shouldn't have shelved my ambition once I walked out of the school. That is why I went to national politics. And so I can say there's no major difference between campus politics and national politics. I remember back then when we were in campus, we used to have party primaries. That is like nominations. The same thing happens in national politics. We see these in Tangatanga, Kenya Kwanza, UDA, and all party primaries. For the past 2 weeks, we've seen other people shelve their ambitions because of others. Now I can say there's no big difference between national politics and campus politics. However, you only need to have a very big financial muscle to cast yourself to national politics.
Talking of financial muscle, do you think you have the financial muscle to bag, or rather to clinch the seat of the MCA back at home?
Definitely I have. If I didn't have, I couldn't have casted myself to that. Remember, I've been in the ballot for 2 consecutive elections, 2017, 2022. So,
but it is funny you've been in the ballot for two consecutive elections, but you're nowhere to be seen. I mean, you've not won. You're still back vying for the same seat that you wanted to vie for.
Thank you so much. You brought this issue of the complex mental representation most people have in terms of saying I can't cast my vote because of this young gentleman. Definitely, he doesn't have that mentality or that energy to bring out to be in politics. So there's this complex mental representation that young people, they can't lead us in this country. And thank you so much for saying that. I'll make sure that at the end of this show, I'll debunk that mentality and make someone like you, someone like my cameraman, to vote for a young person in this year's election or in 2027.
Okay. What do you have to say about the student leaders right now who are in campus politics and are actually looking forward to joining national politics? Like, I mean, everyone who's from campus politics knows that is a stepping stone into the political arena nationally.
Definitely, you've said stepping stone. Underline that and mark it in capital letters. It's a mountain to climb. And that mountain has very many hurdles. Yes. The first one is financial muscle, the way you've said. The second one is backlash. You see, right here, all of us are students, or here, nearly 70% are students. But once you get out, I want you vote, others are not your students. They don't have the same mentality or reasoning like you. So it's not an easy thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, back at home right now, what are your campaign strategies? You're going for the MCA seat. You have to have some campaign strategy that is lined up. What are your campaign strategies right now to be able to actually clinch the seat?
Thank you so much. I'm very glad to be hosted by someone who is conversant with the current trend. And the current trend is youths take the highest percentage in terms of electorates. And now my main target is youths. And how am I targeting them? My campaigns, they hardly go to mainstream media. I have my team. They take my videos, my agendas, manifesto, and post to social media. And trust you me, how many times have you been to social media today?
A number of times.
A number of times. Yeah. Trust you me, I bet if you're from Narok, you could have seen something about me. So my campaign strategy is youths number 1. The second thing, I'm shifting to this new trend where people try to access to social media. And now my campaign team, I have a media team. In fact, I can even hire a cameraman to be one of my media team. They'll be taking videos, pictures, and then they post to social media, Instagram and Twitter. And trust you me, I'm very sure in a day, you log into Twitter more than 10 times. And if at all you are from Narok, you could have seen something about Mr. Parsayo Frederick.
Yep.
So that is my campaign strategy.
Do you think the social media is just sloganeering? You're just inside the social media. Okay, there is this popular saying that goes that the ground iko sawa. You know, right now you might be big in the social media, but actually where the people vote, where the voting happens, you know where.
Thank you so much. You've said I might be big in social media.
Yes.
You yourself, you have not seen me on social media because you are not from my my region.
Yes.
But now people from my region, nearly all of them are in my campaigns, and nearly 70% of them are in social media. So they drive my narrative. So I'm telling you, these people who subscribe to my social media are the same people you'll see me with them come tomorrow, 2 weeks from now, and even a month, or even 9th of August or 7th of August. Yeah, so that is it.
We've seen a number of people who are once in campus politics dive into national politics, the likes of Babu Wino, Sakaja, and the success was actually dominant. What do you think is the success rate into going into these politics nationally?
Thank you so much. You've given me a very good question. You see, this generation of ours, it's lacking its person. The late Kibaki, he was a youth back in 1960s. And from 1960s up to 2013, he has been in politics. He has taken his generation the right path. Now let's come to Senator James Orengo. He has been in politics since 1980. He has taken his generation up to now. Let's come to the generation of 90s. Junet Mohammed, John Mbadi, and others. They have been there up to date, and they are still representing their generation. But now there's this generation from 2000 up to 2010. That is now the misplaced generation and ours. And unfortunately, the ones who are just above us, they are the ones who were elected in 2013, and they've done nothing. But for I represent our generation. That is from 2020 henceforth. Trust you me, a country like Burkina Faso, it had Thomas Sankara. A country like South Africa, it has Thomas Malema. It's steering that generation to the right place. A country like Tanzania, it has, I've forgotten his name, but they are dragging people to the right position.
What does Kenya have?
It doesn't have anyone. Then I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here to represent a generation. And even that generation itself, which is lacking that person. I can say that this generation of ours and the one immediately above us, they're asleep. But thank you. Parsayo is here. He will reclaim that throne and take it back to where it is. The way Thomas Malema is representing that, is doing to that generation. The way Thomas Sankara did before he was killed. Yes.
Okay.
Listen.
Yes.
The way Thomas Sankara did before he was assassinated.
Yes.
The way, what is the name of this guy from Cuba? Castro. The way he did.
Yes.
That person is still up to date because he represented his generation well. But ours, it lacks that person. But thank you. I'm here. Mr. Parsayo Frederick is here. Trust you me. I'll steer this generation to where it should be.
Okay, talking about, let us go back to numbers. Numbers is about mass, it's about the funds. Yes, it has been alleged that you have people with deep pockets who are actually campaigning or rather funding your campaigns right now, and that is why you feel so confident about clinching the MCA seat in Olorukot ward.
Thank you.
Is that true?
Thank you so much. You've said numbers, and in politics you can categorize numbers into two.
Yeah.
That is in terms of money, and my pocket is fat. You also know that. I've been buying UT and some stuff, and you know that.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, and after this, I can even take you on your camera person and have some tea in a 5-star hotel.
Thank
now
you so
about the numbers electorate. You see, there's a difference between being famous and popular. My opponents back there, they are famous. Even the ones I ran against in 2017, they are famous. But the other time I was not famous. But come this year, I'm famous, and I also have that popularity vote. My popularity vote is this: you, Job Adams, assuming you are from my constituency, you know me. But I will lack popularity when you go to the ballot and vote against someone. But right now, I am famous, and I have that popularity vote. And that popularity vote comes in when a single person goes to that voting booth, says Frederick Parsayo, tick. Now I have that popularity vote. Oh. That is the only thing that I lacked back in 2017. However, I was famous, but I lacked that popularity. That is why I call it clinch the seat. But trust you me, this year it's gonna be a different, and I'm going to represent this generation. So I'm urging you out there, vote for Mr. Parsayo Frederick. as the incoming MC Oloru Kotiwad in Narok County.
Before we leave, let us read some little comments from Twitter. We have Sito Daniel who is saying we are behind you fully, Mr. MCA. We are not going to let you down. We have Onyango Gerald from Kisumu who's saying these young jokers who think that coming from campus and getting into political
what is that Gerald saying?
Is a joke. Are the same people like Bahati who are just shown what they're supposed to be doing the other day. Those are some of the comments that are streaming in. Keep them coming, keep tweeting, and keep texting. This is the Adam Squared Show.
Let me respond. Thank you so much, Sito Nduwatole Sito. I'm very sure you'll have something in my government. But however, in response to Gerald's comments, they usually say that a coin has two faces, and definitely you'll never get positive criticism from people. And thank you, Gerald, for that. But trust you me, come August 10th, you'll be crying and saying Pasayo was very wrong.
Okay, as we conclude this, so what is next for Pasayo? Are you just going for the MCA seat and then after that you're out of the political field, or there's something more that you're actually eyeing?
There's something else I'm eyeing after that. In case I lose, but definitely I'll not lose. So I don't think I'll answer that question, because I'll be in politics for the next 5 years. That is active politics. As an elected MCA, not a nominated or even given a sympathy vote, but votes won through elective whatever process. In fact, I don't want to answer that. You just know that I'll win. That is why you are responding to me.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Frederick Pasayo. We wish you luck in your endeavors. Thank you so much. This is the Adam Squared Show. Be sure to join us next week, same time. Have a good evening.